Really, it is a big honor for ESRI to be here and to be a technical partner to GEO in the launch of the first GEO Appathon. We all know through the good work of GEO that our world is facing serious challenges. Environmental challenges from deforestation, lack of energy, land use change, climate change, natural resources, depletion, biodiversity, pollution. And therefore, it involves changes within the economic domain and the social domain. ESRI is extremely dedicated to make a change in this world by contributing not only within the GEO Appathon, but throughout the use of the technology. We really live in a world where there is data, there is information. Our world is filled with Earth observation satellites. We have data. We have technology that help us to get information from the ground, accurate information from the ground, from GPS satellite constellations. We have, in a population, world population of 8 billion people, 6.8 billion people with mobile device. People are dying from hunger, but they do have a mobile device. And we have an advanced, interoperable, easy-to-use ArcGIS platform that is really user-friendly, there to be used to make a change. And in this specific context, we really want to make a change in the 9 societal benefit areas. Everything comes from the natural perspective. All we can monitor is there. The technology is not anymore the bottleneck to make a change in this world, to make information in the hands of decision makers. So we really believe that geospatial systems are helping us to understand our world and turning information into action. The whole wealth of data is useless if that information is not used by policymakers, by decision makers. And so ArcGIS is a platform that naturally manages the entire life cycle of Earth observation, from data collection, whether these data are collected from remote sense, from in situ, to storage and serving this information, imagery, geo-event processor, geoprocessing server, ArcGIS server. And not only that, making this information discoverable and used for research, for data products, for dissemination, for communication within the GEO DAB portal. So we really need to convert scientific data into actionable data through ArcGIS as a platform. It's something that is happening. It's happening among the 350,000 organizations across the globe who are already using the ArcGIS platform. Why? Because it's simple, it's totally integrated, it's open. And more than that, it's totally interoperable. Whether you're using desktop, web, or mobile, it allows you to do web GIS within premises or totally in the cloud, using services, your own data, and other organization services. We will touch it lively during my demo. It allows you to organize content, access content. So what is really amazing of this platform is that really integrates all type of data. It integrates OGC standards, WMS, WFS, KML, ESRI, Excel type of data, business enterprise data, SharePoint, IBM Cognos, sensor network, big data, maps, imagery, and services. I really want to emphasize a lot on imagery. Within ArcGIS Online, you find Landsat imagery from 40 years ago till now, plus daily Landsat 8 imagery, plus in the aftermath of a disaster, you have event imagery, for example, Philippines. So it is really the scope of breaking down the barriers. We heard this from Barbara, we heard this from Athena. We really need to break down the barriers and leverage the wealth of the data that does exist out there and use it use it to make that information actionable for best decision making. So it is really in this spirit that ESRI is participating as a technical partner to GEO, providing within the Appathon a free ArcGIS developer account to all Appathon registrants. So what shall you do to get this? Register to the GEO Appathon website. Then you go and visit the ESRI community portal for GEOs. And you will get, so bear with me because my computer is always behaving funny. You will get, right? Okay. So go to the, yes, ESRI community portal for GEOs, follow and ask for a free ArcGIS developer subscription. And I'd like to emphasize this. This subscription will not end. Once a GEO Appathon developer will get his subscription within ArcGIS, it will not end. It's a lifelong developer subscription. And what do you get? How interesting is to get this ArcGIS developer subscription? You will have all the wealth of APIs, SDKs for cross-platform functionalities that you can leverage. Because I really believe in this context of the Appathon, we need to leverage the creativity, the knowledge, and not so much about the coding. The coding is there. Go and enjoy the visualization, the geocoding, the direction, the ready-to-use content that resides within the ArcGIS platform. And really put in action your knowledge, your passion, your creativity to leverage that technology and bring up a fancy, creative, inspiring application for GEO, for the environment. So I really like to continue slightly with my couple of slides with my PowerPoint about the content. In ArcGIS Online, okay, in ArcGIS Online I mentioned there is a whole wealth of content. Demographic data, socioeconomic data sets, environmental data sets, Earth observation, imagery, you mentioned. There are tons of variables that we call a living atlas, not only provided by ESRI, but by the 350,000 organizations across the globe who are already using it. And on top of that, the developer's accounts will be able to leverage the applications that are natively on top of the ArcGIS platform. We're talking about collector for field data collection. We are talking about Explorer, Open Data, Web Application Builder, Story Maps, Dashboard, Insight. So there is a tons of other applications that the developers could use and leverage for the GEO Appathon. And therefore, and last image, I really want to tell you that whatever application you will build through ArcGIS platform, it could be consumed by any device. And when we mean any device, it is really so. iOS, Android, Windows, and so forth. So it's cross-functional platform. And more than that, thanks to the collaboration that ESRI is having with the CNR and the GEO group, through the GeoDAB, whatever you develop, application you develop within your ArcGIS developer account, it can be searched by the GeoDAB. And do not forget to tag your application with a GEO Appathon keyword. But I'm not finished yet. I like, bear with me for this screen setting. Okay. I'd like to show you some of the inspiring applications that some of our, just a minute. The screen is really narrow, so it doesn't allow me to show. Okay, I will skip that one. And we'll go this one. Can you see? It's a bit strange. So what I am looking here is at Brazil. Can you see properly the screen, the light? There is a massive deforestation in Brazil happening for many different reasons. Illegal logging, palm oil production, and so forth. What do we have here? It's imagery from 1990 that is loading. We have those fires, are forest fires that NASA is providing through the GeoDAB as well. From 48 hours ago now. So for each of the points, I can look at the forest fires, look at the confidence. And if I look at the latest satellite imagery, I'd like you to see that. The exchange, and what you see, the green, is the protected areas. So this is touching some of the societal benefit area, because what is happening now within the Mato Grosso in Brazil is massive. This is data from 1990. This is data now. And these are yesterday forest fires. There is something else. Madagascar has been touched by the last 2 years of an invasion of locusts, eating crops, eating the staple foods of that country, which is already hit by cyclones and many different things. So what you see here is what we call a story map, a map tour, providing more media to something that is already communicating in a geolocation, unleashing the power of where with a number of other information. And this is touching biodiversity, food security. Let's look at that shortly to still Madagascar, but a broader perspective. We know Africa is one of that continent that is really touched by natural disasters. In the last 10 years, these data are coming from the International Disaster Database Institute. Ethiopia, in this specific case, has been hit 7 times by drought in the last 10 years, and 38 million people have been affected. So we can associate graphics and more. We can go and explore what are the disasters affecting the specific country, and therefore are the development programs that the community is putting in place appropriate to that specific country. Madagascar, we can leverage WMS services from the UNEP disaster platform and see the cyclone paths. We can look at livelihood information and provide all this wealth of information in a simple, easy to communicate manner to decision makers that do not have time to go and explore so much of the real technical part of the data through story maps. So here is, for example, all the locations where locusts have been detected after their outbreak, and therefore spraying the country, addressing specific issues. But how difficult is really to use and to get to work with this platform. So let me get into GeoDAB, because this is all about the Appathon. We want developers and scientific people and also non-developers, because I really believe we want to leverage the knowledge and the passion of everyone to build applications that are meaningful for changing our planet. And so I like to build together with you this ongoing deforestation application. So I like to look for protected areas. So you well know after Guido's presentation that you can search for different observation catalogs. And you also have ArcGIS Online from ESRI here. So I will search for protected areas. It's searching within the Geo Data Access Broker. We have protected areas in South Africa. We have protected areas and so forth. So the next step for the those that will receive the developer account will sign in within their ArcGIS Online space. I'm signing in. Okay, no worry. All right. We go to see here, he found the data. And now I go to map, search for within ArcGIS Online, Brazil protected areas. Okay. Okay, thank you. So I'm adding this into my ArcGIS Online space, zooming in, and I will choose as a base map the imagery with label. There is something else I like to add, so as you can see, is adding on top I would like to have Landsat imagery from yesterday, Landsat 8. So I will search again, and I'll type Landsat 8, PanCharp. It's updated daily. So I have the most recent information, and as well I like to have data sets, Earth observation from Landsat from 1990, globally available. So this is mosaic. So all I need to do now, I will move this down, and all I need to do now is also search again into the GeoDAB, where the GeoDAB has forest fires. Forest fires, the credit goes to NASA. So forest fires. So the value of the GeoDAB as a geo metadata catalog is immense, because it opens up the knowledge of what exists. And data do exist, are there. We just need to have people knowing what exists for their application. So have a look to that together with me. NASA MODIS rapid response system. You also have NDVIs if you're focusing over agriculture applications, over food security in Africa. So I like to get the KML that it's here. That KML that is receiving, if I click on that specific item, I go to my map and I add a layer from the web. This type is a KML, so it's a web-based. I choose the type of layer I want. It's a KML. And I just link the layer, and I have real-time forest fires of yesterday with Landsat 8 imagery from yesterday, with imagery from 1990, so that I really can assess the change, right? This is the way it is now. Let's go and zoom in into a more specific area and really assess the good work, I would say, of the protected areas and the IUCN, WWF, all the efforts that they're doing to protect our unique forest. This is yesterday, and this was in 1990. As an environmental biologist, I cannot prevent me from crying if I see this. And what more? I like to save it. GEO Appathon for deforestation. GEO. So I encourage all the GEO Appathon registrants to use as a tag, as a keyword, GEO Appathon, to retrieve all the different applications. I can provide a summary, save the map, and not only that, share it as a web map application with the entire community, with specific group of people, with my boss who needs a map in 3 clicks. That's I used always to hear, make that map in 3 clicks. So I really hope this was up to the point to tell you that data is out there. Thanks to GEO, thanks to ESRI, thanks to the entire scientific community that is working out there to make Earth observation data a reality accessible. But it's up to us as a scientific community, technical community, the policymakers, to use that data and drive best decision. Are we tackling drought in the right place? Are we putting irrigation programs in Madagascar that is already hit by floods? Or are we putting, I don't know, are we trying to prevent deforestation in Brazil? Are we really trying to make a difference in our world? And the moment is really now.